Hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit. In today's video, I wanted to share with you the sales that I've made in my eBay to Amazon business over the last 30 days. But I really wanted to dive in and actually break down how much net profit did I actually make. In our community, there's a lot of people, and including myself, sometimes I'm guilty of it, of just showing off, the orange bars, showing off the sales that I'm making. But, if you take a look on the screen right here, I sold 529 items for about $58,000 in the last 30 days. And some people are probably thinking like, wow, like this dude just put $58,000 in his pocket. But we all know there's expenses, there's fees, there's overhead. And you never really know how much overhead somebody has unless you go inside their business. And I'm going to share with you all the different expenses that I have. And I'm going to share with you how this $58,000 really gets reduced a lot in terms of how much net profit I'm actually making. So if you're excited about this video to see all the different fees and expenses that are in my business, so you can see actually how a real Amazon business operates, then smash that like button, leave a comment down below. But yeah, if you take a look on the screen over the last about 31 days, I've sold $58,000, 529 flips. My average order is coming in at about $117. And the way that I'm able to do that is I flip items from eBay to Amazon. So I use the tool Replen Catcher, which is a software that essentially monitors millions of products on eBay. So when a product becomes available at a price that I could flip on Amazon for 50, 60, 70, 80% ROI, $15, $20, $30, $40 profit, then essentially I can purchase it outright, or it alerts me, or I could go make a best offer if it's within the range. So if you guys are interested in learning more about eBay to Amazon, definitely leave a comment down below. But people are always asking, how do you find these items? I use Replen Catcher to be able to find my items. Okay. So I put a post out in my eBay to Amazon masterclass community. And if you're interested in learning about how to start selling from eBay to Amazon, the way that I've been doing it for over 4.5 years, last year I did 700,000 in sales, paid myself 130,000 on $175,000 profit. Join the community. The link is right here. So yeah, join it. Ask questions. I'm in there all the time. You can tag me at Steve Rakin. But I put a post in the group yesterday sharing like my profit breakdown, and I was a complete idiot. I forgot to include one important metric. So I put out this post today and I said to everybody in the group, I lied to you all. Today I updated more accurate numbers. Yesterday I shared a post breaking down my numbers, but I totally missed a big piece of the puzzle, which was refunds. So I told everybody what my net profit was, but I forgot refunds. I was a complete moron. So today I recalculated everything for the last 30 days using more accurate data after signing up for Sellerboard. So Sellerboard is a tool that will essentially go in and allow you to put in all of your expenses. It'll track your refunds, sellable refunds, refund per ASIN. It's pretty wild. When I started using it, I was like pretty annoyed by it yesterday when I started playing around with it, but I started to get the hang of it, and it was pretty powerful, some of the information that it pulled back. One important thing that I learned that I didn't know before was in terms of all my refunds, and my refund rate over the last year is at about 10.5%. Over the last month, it was like 8.5%, 9-ish%. But from all the refunds that I am getting, on average, about 70% of the items I get refunded are not sellable. So when they hit the warehouse, Amazon classifies it as you can't sell this anymore. So it's probably like a brand new item that was opened up. So 30% of them I could resell again. So that was just an interesting metric. And I'll share with you in terms of like my expenses and my overall net profit, how that plays a role. So yeah, join the community. I'm always putting really cool posts in there and, just breaking down the wins, losses, ups and downs, and just learning experiences. So these are my expenses over the last 30 days. So almost 48% of my overhead came from my inventory. So I buy all my inventory on eBay with a Replen Catcher. So over the last 30 days, I spent $27,606 on inventory using Replen Catcher on eBay.com. So from the $58,000 of product that I sold, my expense ratio came to about 16.53%, $9,500 in fees I paid to Amazon. And some people are saying, wow, that's really, really low compared to what I pay. You have to understand, I'm flipping really high ticket items. Okay. I thought my expense ratio was going to be higher in terms of the Amazon fees. Maybe it's missing some stuff, but I looked, and I'm going to send you guys a screenshot. I'll share with you a screenshot from Sellerboard. This is what Sellerboard is telling me. I went and I looked at my Amazon fees as well. I can't believe it's this low as well. So maybe it's missing. Maybe I'm missing like my shipping fees or something, or there's something not included. But I even checked on GoToLister. It matched up. I checked on Amazon. I checked on Sellerboard. So I don't know if it has something to do with like I'm flipping really high ticket items. So maybe the fees are less, but I know it's a 15% straight up fee for like the referral fee. So it's weird. I don't know why it's so low. Someone mentioned it in the Facebook group too, but I'm just sharing with you guys what I'm seeing. But anyways, I'll look more into that. My refunds on like $58,000 was $4,800. So about 8.37% of my items were refunded. And again, 30% of those items are sellable again. So I'll be able to recoup maybe like $1,200 from that refund cost, probably over the next 30 or 60 days. My prep center cost was approximately $700 over the last 30 days. I say 700-ish because it varies based on the volume that I'm doing. I pay my virtual assistant team approximately $2,200. This does go up and down because sometimes I give incentives if we hit goals and various metrics, but $2,200 is what I pay my team. I have 2 virtual assistants that source full time for me on Replen Catcher, and then I have someone who reprices, and then I have someone who does all like my back end administrative stuff. And some people might be saying, well, Steve, you could cut out this expense and, save yourself, 30 grand a year. But the thing is, I would 100% rather pay a team to do all this work instead of me having to work 50 or 60 hours a week. I literally work like an hour per week in this business. Sometimes I don't work at all. I've got this whole entire business outsourced and systematized. So I don't say that to brag. I'm just telling you guys what it is. My team pretty much does everything. Approximately $300 in software tools, and then about $500 a month for legal, bookkeeping, taxes. This might actually be a little bit more, but on average, I would say it's about $500 per month. So that's my overhead. Those are my expenses. I'm sure there's probably like a couple things maybe that I'm missing, like little things here and there, but that's pretty darn close in like the percentages of the overhead. So you can see a screenshot here from Sellerboard, $57,711 in sales. And if you take a look here, it's a little bit off the numbers just because these numbers are always changing, and I can't like match up 100% perfectly just because I'm getting sales like coming in all the time. So just going to have to believe me on that. But you can see right here my refund costs, my Amazon fees that they're telling me. And then you can see the little chart that's broken down on Sellerboard, which is really nice. And yeah, so adjusted net profit, including resellable refunds. So when I looked at my refund costs, it came out to about $4,800, which is about 8.37% of my total Amazon sales. But not all of this is a loss. Like I said, about 30% of those refunds I'm able to sell. Matter of fact, in the last 30 days, it was just shy of 27%. So that means I could expect to recover about $1,300 even after assuming an 8 to 10% refund rate. So that's about, $1,200 or so that I'll be able to recoup. So if I include that, it increases my net margin at the end of the day from about 21% to about 23%, which brings my profit from about, 17,000, 18,000 after refunds and everything to about $13,225, which is a net margin of 22.92%, about 23%. So that's the breakdown. A lot of people are always saying like, well, what's your actual profit? How much are you actually making? This is actually the net margin. Pretty damn close. Again, this will vary month to month. And also keep in mind that this doesn't necessarily mean this is going into my pocket every single month. The way my business works and a lot of Amazon businesses work is a lot of Amazon sellers are reinvesting money back into the business to grow sales, to repurchase products. So on a cash flow basis, it could really vary depending upon, like how much money is going to my bank account and like what I'm paying myself and the business is paying me could really vary based upon how much we're buying, how much inventory, when does Amazon pay us out? There's a lot of variables, but this should give you, a good context or at least a better understanding of what's going on in my business. So I know this was pretty high level, but just wanted to make a video being transparent, sharing, the overhead, the expenses, the reality of actually running a business, especially a business that is pretty much outsourced. So if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. But with that being said, much love. Appreciate you guys and happy sourcing.